Hey everyone, Nathan Bowman with Draper Inc. again. Today we are going to review the IntelliFlex I DC low voltage power panel with Tournesol technology. Step one is connecting to the Wi-Fi that each of these panels emits so you can access the interface that I have on the screen now. To do that, go to your PC's Wi-Fi, make sure it is turned on, and then you want to search for a Wi-Fi named DCPS with a 6-digit numerical value after that. That is the Wi-Fi that the power panel is emitting. From there, select the Wi-Fi. The password is 123456778. Once you've connected to the panel's Wi-Fi, you will now open a web browser and you will go to http:// the 6-digit SSID that is unique to your panel, .local/. Once you do that, hit enter and you will see the interface as it appears on my screen. Okay. Now that we're in the Tournesol panel, let's talk about the tabs. You have 4 main tabs along the top: Devices, Groups, Tournesol, and System. Let's go to the Devices tab. If for any reason your shades do not automatically appear, once this interface loads, simply click the Reload button and your shade should populate off to the left-hand side of the screen. Confirm that all of your shades are there. Just confirm that the number of shades populating in the interface matches with the amount of shades you have on your install. From here, I'm going to select a shade and I'm going to see its current properties. As you can see, the shade name is the default name that ships on every motor from Draper. Its current position is 0 and its total distance is 0, meaning that this shade has no limits set on it. So the first thing I want to do is identify this shade and rename it. So I'm going to come to Commands. This works best if you have a second person with you or if you have this on a tablet or phone so you can walk around the residence and see the shades as they're moving. So from Commands, I'm going to navigate down to the Identify button. I'm going to click this. The shade will begin to identify itself by jogging up and down. Once I have identified where that shade is at on my project, I'm going to come back to my Properties tab and rename that so it's more easily identifiable. One thing to take note of if you are going to use numbers in your naming sequence, for any single-digit numbers, it's important to put a 0 in front of it. The way the interface works, it will sort your numbers at a numerical value, and if there is no 0 in front of your single digit, it will place those after your double-digit numbers. So for uniformity and consistency, ensure that you use a 0 in front of any single-digit numerical value you plan to use. Once I have the shade named, I'm going to click Apply. And I have my success, and you can see over here that that shade has now been renamed. Now that I've identified the shade, I need to set limits on it. So I'm going to go back to my Commands tab, and I'm going to select Priority 0, or depending on what version interface you have, this may simply be high, normal, and low. So from Priority 0, I'm going to move my shade up using my Extend and Retract buttons. With the shade not having limits, please note that it will not stop on its own, so you will also need to use the stop button to stop the shade. So I'm going to use Retract Extend to move the shade up. My shade is at the top limit where I want it to be, so I'm going to click Set Upper Limit. Green success means that my shade has its upper limit set. Now I'm going to extend the shade, going to let it run down. Keep watching it. This is a very short shade for this demo, so I'm going to stop it right there. I'm happy with that limit. However, if I needed to fine-tune that a little bit more, you can use the jog open and jog close to give you more precise movements. Once you have the shade where you're happy with its limit, simply come and click the Set Lower Limit button. I have a success. Perfect. So now let's go back to my Properties tab. Click on my shade again. Now my total distance has a numerical value in it, and I see that my shade is currently at 100%. Okay, now that my shade has been identified, renamed, and limit set, let's go ahead and get it added to the switch for the project. So staying under the Devices tab, coming over to Controls, I see my switch here. I expand this menu. If I had multiple switches, I would then see a list of all the available switches. On this project, I only have one, so I'm going to select my switch. From here, I'm going to rename my switch. And hit apply. And by default, every switch that ships from Draper will ship as a master, meaning it will control any shade that is plugged into the panel. And we want to change that, so I'm going to change this to Global Group 5. After selecting your group that you want the switch to control, you can then specify the override time. This is in seconds, so by default, every switch that ships from Draper will ship with a 2-hour override time. You can configure that, but please note that your value is in seconds, so you can change that and then hit apply. Okay, so I've assigned this switch to Global Group 5. Now I need to program my motor into Global Group 5. So let's go to our Groups tab along the top. Going to select Global Groups. From here, I have 64 global groups available to me to choose from. I'm going to choose option 5. And from here, I'm going to navigate to the Set Group Setting button. Click this. From here, I will get a list of all of my shades that are available. Simply check mark the shade that you would like as part of this group. Any shades that should not be part of the group, leave uncheck marked. So I want this shade as part of Group 5. Confirm. Now, if I click on my group and refresh it, I see over here to the right-hand side, I can see that my shade is now assigned to that group. So now my groups are set up. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to Draper Technical Support at 1-800-238-7999, select option 3.